Sorry? You're pro-choice? Can you explain why? Do you believe it's a kid inside the womb?
I just think it's a more complicated thing than just...
It's more complicated?
Yeah.
Well...
I think there's a lot of other things going on.
Well...
Life-threatening situations, people getting raped.
Yeah, but...
Not have to deal with those consequences.
Do you think if a mother gets raped and then she decides to have a kid and the kid is 2 years old, should she have the right to kill the kid now because maybe she regretted it? Well, that's why it's important to see if it's alive in the womb or not. Because if it is alive, then if you take the life away, it is murdering, isn't it?
I just don't think there's an easy answer, but I don't think that people need to decide for other people.
Well, I think we
stay in your lane and get out of other people's business.
You see, but if it is murdering, it's the same thing as in Nazi German, what they say. It's like, well, the Jews are not human beings, so you should have the right to kill it.
Not even remotely the same.
It is if it is a human being, if it is alive.
Sacrifice like an adult healthy life for
Oh,
a life that's been around.
okay, so now it's because it's adult and healthy. So if it is a 2-year-old kid,
We're not talking about 2-year-old kids, we're talking like couple-month-old kids.
well, fetus is a Latin term for offspring. So human fetus, it is a human offspring, so it is a baby. It's just a terminology. It's like when you say, well, there's the embryo, and then we call fetus, and then we call a toddler, and then a teenager. It's just a terminology for what stage of life the human is. But
That's not even what I care about. I think you should stay out of other people's business and devote your efforts to things that actually matter. Like,
well, I think it matters if it is a human life that's being killed.
at all?
Sorry?
How does it affect you at all as a person?
It affects me because they're killing innocent people. That's how it affects me. You know how they do abortion? You know that they have to...
Families are being separated at the border. Do you care about that?
Yeah, I do care about that too. The same way I care about innocent people being killed. You know that how they do abortions, they dismember the kid. They have to take limb from limb, and then they have to place it all together on the table to make sure that all the pieces are there. Like we have pictures, there's many pictures out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty gray on whether it's right. I just think like it should be up to the person to decide. It's a hard choice.
Yeah,
You know?
well, we understand it is a hard choice.
I don't like, I'm not like, I'm not saying you're right, I'm not saying I'm right, I'm just saying like, I think the person should be like responsible.
But is there not a standard of what's right or wrong? And if you cannot, you cannot use that thing for anything else in life. You cannot say, well, this person is stabbing someone else, but it's their decision. I don't have anything to say about it. It isn't illegal by law to murder somebody?
I don't know. It's just like, I think there are other things we should be worrying about.
Yeah.
I think if we actually concentrate on birth control and put more efforts into keeping people from being raped, then we wouldn't even have to worry about this.
I mean,
but if you want to like get rid of things like Planned Parenthood, which are very beneficial.
how come they're beneficial?
They're very
They're beneficial because they provide other health cares.
They save a lot. I mean, the abortion thing is minor compared to the rape.
No, abortion is their main profit. Most of the money that they get is from abortion, and it's the same thing. If in Holocaust, they also provide a good. Well, it is the same thing as it is 60 million of human were murdered by Planned Parenthood. So it's way more than the Holocaust.
I'm gonna leave this though.
Would you just consider to take with you and then look at in your home?
I can't because like people are willing to vote on this and spend all this energy on this shit.
Both.
And
I'm not talking about
they're
politics
really
here.
good
I'm not
at-
talking about politics.
Yeah.
It's about innocent life being killed. And if you
I
just,
don't view it that way. I'm sorry.
yeah, so if you take with you, there is a movie called 180. It's free on YouTube. It's like 30 minutes. You can watch and think, because if your point of view is wrong, if it is a human life being murdered, then should we not stand up and do something?
I just don't view it as a human life.
No? Well, what would you say it is a human life?
For a certain threshold, I'm just not.
Like, what stage of life do you consider, okay, this is a human with a human right?
I would say I haven't really looked into this much, but I think most people generally have a
No, people already, science already say that it's a life from conception. Yeah. I mean, you can take it and you can study and you can look for yourself. Yeah. Well, we are also here, we are Christians. So I don't think it's just because it's illegal, but also it's against God's law. It's a commandment, do not murder. You don't see it as an issue? You don't see moms killing kids, their kids as an issue? Been what?
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, 90% sure, like, anyone who's gotten a birth control, their lives are better because they got it.
I said, well, there's on the news, this mom, she drowned her 3 kids, and that she was convicted, but she can argue with you that her life is better now that she don't have kids.
Yeah, but that's completely different. Like, and you could even say maybe she shouldn't even have the kids with better planning and more access to healthcare and like maybe she wouldn't have had kids. Maybe she would have had protection. And some people probably shouldn't have kids. They can't afford it.
Yeah, but after the kids is born, our problem is not, we're not saying that women should have kids. We're saying that if they're already pregnant, they already have a kid. Now they cannot murder them. Like, and we are offering help, like some of our scientists, we are offering adoption and we can pay for all the medical care. Like,
Well, that's good.
yeah, and last week even one mom talked to us and she turned away and we are helping her in anything that she needs. But we're saying that murdering is not moral by the law standard and mainly by God's standard. He said, thou shalt not murder. And on the Bible it says that you're a human from conception, and science agree with that, so.
I don't know. I just don't have a problem with it. I think you guys are doing good by, adopting kids, but there's just not enough. I mean, you even know this. Like, there's not enough people in the world to provide for good homes for all of the abandoned babies in the world. I don't think abortion is the solution, but I also don't think we can fix everything by getting rid of programs like these, because I think they provide a lot of other great benefits.
But you see, like,
So
you're
I think
saying
the key
that
is to tackle the problem before there's even a pregnancy. That's my stance.
okay, but you see that there's a lot of kids out there, and that's a common thing that people say, oh, there's so many kids, in foster care with no parents. Well, so you're saying that we should be able to kill them so we don't have many kids?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying maybe people should be more careful and wear protection.
Yeah.
Have better access to birth control,
Well,
which these places do. They give access to birth control so they don't get pregnant in the first place.
yeah, I
Right,
mean,
you
or
wanna get
abstinence. Abstinence is the better way to not get pregnant.
So I support abstinence, okay?
That's
So
good.
I don't have my mind made up on abortion. I don't particularly like it, but I'm not gonna gonna get in somebody else's way if they need to make a hard decision. I think if somebody needs to make that decision, let them do it.
Yeah, I understand this, but again, if it is a human life, if it is a life, what is inside of her womb, they can feel pain really early on from pregnancy. So it is a murder if she commits abortion, and that's the problem. That's why we're saying you have the right to choose whatever you want with yourself, but you don't have the right to take someone else's life, someone innocent life.
We have the right to shoot and hunt animals and all that. Who knows? I don't know. So
Would you consider taking it? I mean,
I'm done, but thanks.
for talking.